The Super Smash Bros. Trailer for the Nintendo Switch gave us almost nothing, and yet everything we ever wanted at the same time. So what I want to do is go back and break down what little we have, as well as dispel some misinformation that has already been spreading around, such as people saying that this is just going to be a port of the Wii U and 3DS games, except in the trailer itself, that is already completely disproven. 2018, that was what was given to us. We don't have to wait a year for this game. It is coming out this year, and at the bottom, it says original game, copyright Nintendo. This is an original game. It is Smash for the Switch. It's not just going to be a port from the Wii U into Nintendo Switch just so they can sell more copies like that. This is going to be a full-fledged game, so I don't understand where all those comments are coming from, because a lot of people have already given up on it. Like, I'm not upgrading to the Switch, just going to be a crappy port, and no one's going to care about it. Come on, Nintendo, you're better than this, even though that's just not correct at all. Also, the press release. So even though we didn't get a massive trailer for actually, the trailer was massive in its own way, but even though we didn't get like an insane amount of information in the trailer, press releases, follow-up tweets from Sakurai, we actually have some information that we can extract as well. It says, Super Smash Bros. Coming to Nintendo Switch in 2018 with an all-new game. So further talking about it being a new game, and then we have a translation of Sakurai's tweet. While we haven't gotten to the point where we can announce the game's title, I've been working on the title in silence day after day. Please look forward to new information when the title goes on sale. So why would the game take so long on the title? Why would it be such a beautifully crafted title if it's just going to be a port of the Nintendo Switch? Like, it looks like a lot of care is going into this game to the point where we don't even have a title because Sakurai hasn't given it a title and it's supposed to be coming out this year. So that's some interesting stuff to think about. Also, another thing that happened is that Nintendo, they went all out on Smash when it came to Twitter. That Nintendo Versus, look at that. The game's not even out yet, but because of the massive success of Super Smash Bros. Melee as well as Wii U for the competitive scene, we know what's happening. Nintendo Versus, that's the esports side of Nintendo. They changed their icon to the Smash logo, even changing their banner to the Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch logo. Nintendo of Europe joining in on the fun as well. It blew up that Smash was the thing that everybody is to get excited about, even though the rest of the Nintendo Direct was pretty good as well. But what else was in the trailer? Well, we got to see silhouetted characters, and this is where I turned to the internet to find out who's talking about what's going on, where's the breakdown, and fortunately, we have this right here. So kind of just going from right to left, we have Wario, Ganondorf / Lucina, Fox, Bowser, Zelda, Samus, Olimar, Pikachu, Falcon, Link, Mario, Marth, Kirby, Peach, DK Pit, and Yoshi. So the standard, pretty much classic lineup at this point that has evolved since Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, because of this, I think a lot of people just really wanted to immediately break it down, look for that one new character, that one weird silhouette that's out of place hiding in the background, but it wasn't. The Inklings are being welcomed into the familiar cast when it comes to Super Smash Bros. There was a little bit of a follow-up, you know, we have a rectification right here. Sheik and Captain Falcon. So instead of what looks like Ganondorf, likely Captain Falcon and Sheik, because Sheik is just, again, a classic at this point, and looks like she is going to be staying in the game. Now, some things to note are what characters are we going to be getting from the Legend of Zelda franchise, because Breath of the Wild, that's Nintendo Switch, so Super Smash Bros. On Nintendo Switch, that's going to seem to be the way that this branches out, but Zelda doesn't really do much in Breath of the Wild that would show combat and fighting like we've seen for her in other iterations of Super Smash Bros., as well as just other games in general. And the same goes for Ganondorf. That Ganondorf is just a little teensy bit corrupt in Breath of the Wild. So are we just going to go back to a previous form Ganondorf? Same with Zelda, but then we have new, fresh Link from Breath of the Wild. And what does this mean for Toon Link? Is he still going to stay in the game? I feel that Toon Link does bring enough diversity, does kind of have a little bit of special playstyle about him to where he's worth keeping in, but then we're just going to have so many different representations of Legend of Zelda. Is that what Nintendo is going for on the Nintendo Switch? Now, another thing I was thinking about with Calamity Ganon is that if there's some kind of boss mode, or if we're not getting the exact Subspace Emissary again. I think that was like the brawl to end them all. The series is dead. Just have this incredible storyline. but then, you know, Sakurai ended up reviving it for Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. And this announcement is also pretty interesting that Sakurai is still working on the game, even though it seemed like everything else would not suggest that for any future Super Smash Bros. Game. So if we do get some kind of story mode, I feel like one of the Ganon Blights could easily be in. I think Thunder Blight would just be an edgy, cool, awesome fighting style that you have to just beat up this lightning quick, crazy kind of attacker, but any of the other styles could work as well. So I feel that there's a lot of boss material that has been introduced for the Nintendo Switch that could work for a story mode or something like that. Also, I'm really happy with Sakurai tweeting out the Super Smash Bros. Live reaction Switch reveal. If you have not seen that video, you know, it is a beautiful, amazing, just Nintendo fan kind of video. You watch all these guys in Nintendo New York just screaming at the announcement, building up hype. These are what Nintendo fans are about. Look at how old we are. Just Nintendo. I am so proud of Nintendo for finally giving us what we want, because the fans, we will support you, Nintendo. You didn't have to wait so long. You didn't have to be so weird about 3DS and Wii U Super Smash Bros. And they know that. Breath of the Wild has been well received. Mario Odyssey has been well received. Everything on the Switch has just been absolutely amazing. You don't need to keep us in with these weird Wii U gimmicks. We're grown up, but we're still playing video games, and we don't want to go over to Call of Duty on the Xbox or anything like that. Just keep throwing us those amazing games you've made in the past, and that's why I really love Nintendo Switch as a redemption console. I think this reaction summarizes it perfectly, and I wanted to follow that with something that's like not directly tied to the trailer, but maybe some worthwhile speculation that I feel like the Nintendo Switch Smash game is going to have a September release, because that's when we have the controversial paid online internet subscription. What better way than to sell that and also to dedicate the launch than with Super Smash Bros. Like, boom, we have the internet, maybe October, maybe like give it that month, that way the internet settles in, they can maybe prepare for the ultimate flood of players, like millions of people buying this game instantly. Switch, they need to start stocking up on Switch. These consoles are going to fly off the shelves. So because of that, I feel like it's also kind of working in with the online service. Paid service, yeah, at least it's going to be September 2018 onward. That gives us holiday season. We don't know about the Pokemon game, though. Still could be 2018, so I don't know how they're going to stack that lineup, which means like August, September-ish on Smash gives us time to just wreck those games, Pokemon, and then we can play whatever we want all through 2019, because it doesn't really matter at that point. We have Smash and we have Pokemon for the Nintendo Switch. So I think that's something interesting just kind of bring up. Keep your eye out for September and whatever goes on with the online subscription. After that, the only other thing to talk about is Link and Mario. That we have Link from Breath of the Wild, so we have his design, but what does that mean for Mario? That with the amazing success, promotion, and just overall dedication from Nintendo for Mario Odyssey, this has to be Mario Odyssey Mario, which means the B moves, those specials, we might get to see some Cappy integration, and that's going to be pretty awesome. Now, I feel like some people are going to say, oh, but we don't see the eyes on Mario for Cappy, therefore, you know, it's just a regular old Mario, except that's completely wrong, because anyone that's paid attention to Mario Odyssey, they'll notice that Cappy's eyes, they're not always out. Even when they're closed, it looks like Mario's normal, regular old hat. So I think that if some people try to like reach too far and be like, no, it's not going to be that, you know, anyone that tries to shut that down, they're just kind of being ignorant. But I think there's still an incredibly like 99.9% chance this is going to have some kind of Mario Odyssey, Cappy, Super Smash Bros.-ness going on. As for new characters, a couple of interesting things stand out. That we have a big Nintendo Direct talking about a lot of Switch games, and then suddenly Crash Bandicoot for Nintendo. I'm sorry, what? And with the acquisition of a lot of characters, like we have Ryu and Cloud. Okay, hold up. Now this is things were getting interesting, because yeah, we had Ryu and Cloud for download for the Wii U game and 3DS as well. So does that mean that Bandicoot working into Nintendo Switch, is he going to be a playable character? I think he fits in the roster. We have a fun kids character that's wild and crazy that could potentially pull out enough of a moveset to make it work. And then also just because of the performance of Nintendo Switch, we already have the inklings from Splatoon 2 as well as Splatoon the original game. Because of that, I feel like Arms guy probably definitely has to make it in as well. and then that kind of transitions into probably a larger video. I think there's a massive discussion that can be made for the merits of keeping and kicking a majority, well, not a majority, but a lot of the cast from the previous Super Smash Bros. Titles. But here's gonna be my quick rundown, and then maybe you guys can throw some suggestions in the comment section. Who do you think is gone? Who do you think is coming in? We can build that into a bigger video as we get more information about these Super Smash Bros. On Nintendo Switch. But I feel that Rosalina and Luma maybe a bit outdated, especially going to Mario Odyssey for the Nintendo Switch. And I think that her playstyle in Super Smash Bros. 4 just not healthy. Having a buddy system, cool. I can commend Nintendo. They went out of their way to make so many new mechanics and try to make so many different things work for the fighters while also keeping a lot of basic elements as well. I think Rosalina and Luma's just isn't healthy for a lot of the overall play. I think Duck Hunt also, it was a great idea, you know, you bring out the original Duck Hunt, that was packaged with Super Mario Bros, guys, and because that's like, yeah, we can revive this character, we can bring him in. I just don't think that the character worked out that well competitively, so maybe to make like a more competitive roster instead of like buffing Duck Hunt or trying to like rework him too much, might just drop him. Like, you got the cool shout out, got the acknowledgement for the tease, but we got a lot of characters potentially coming in, so because of that we need to remove Duck Hunt. Charizard, I think that, you know, changing Pokemon Trainer to Charizard, it was a neat idea, but then Charizard wasn't super useful, and then you lost a little bit of that dynamicness with Pokemon Trainer. So I think Charizard just doesn't fit in. We need to drop Charizard, put in a Gen 7 Pokemon, probably from Pokken Tournament as well. Maybe that could also kick out Greninja, even though Greninja was pretty good. Just, we're going to see how many Pokemon end up being in this new Smash game. We have Cloud. He might stay or go. I don't know what they're going to be doing about a lot of the DLC characters. Corrin, I think that we just got, there was too much Fire Emblem. I think that was one of the main issues that people had. Like, there was a lot of Fire Emblem that was just fairly unnecessary. Lucina could maybe go, Corrin could go. I think the Mii fighters, you know, they weren't even usable. You couldn't use them because of the alternative movesets or the customizable movesets, and they weren't really that great anyways. So I think that, you know, they went over the top for a lot of ideas, but refining it back down just a little bit could maybe give us a healthier cast that's a bit more fun. I still think Wii Fit Trainer completely fits in, a major staple and icon of the Nintendo franchise and like just Nintendo in general. Dr. Mario, I don't know if he's played out at this point or if they're just keeping him in for nostalgia at that point. Like, maybe that's why we could get rid of Duck Hunt, keep in Dr. Mario. We still have some classic representation right there, and we'll see where it goes. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts as well, and just what you think of this overall trailer breakdown. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.